Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome today to event. We are delighted to have you all here for another day of inspiring session and interaction.
To start this program on a divine note, let us bow our heads in prayer. I now invite Dr. Dinesh Raja, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology, to lead us with the prayer. Please, sir.
Shall we bow down our heads and pray to the Lord Almighty? Our Lord, Almighty Heavenly Father, we thank you for the day that you have given to us. Lord, we thank you very much for helping us to run the conference in an efficient manner. Thank you, Lord, for giving me another day to inaugurate and validate the conference. Lord, as you know well, thank you, Lord, for leading the department. And we especially pray for second day keynote speaker one, Dr. Gopalan, Professor of Epidemiology, Central University of Tiruvallur. Thank you very much for bringing him into Bishop Ibe College and making him to interact with the students of Biotechnology, Bishop Ibe College. We thank you very much for all the endeavors which you have showered upon to the institution and the department. Be with us and bless us, guide us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you. Please be seated.
Now, to begin with the keynote session 3, I request Dr. N. Shirley Egal, Assistant Professor SG, Department of Biotechnology, to present the memento to our keynote speaker, Dr. Natarajan Gopalan, Professor, Department of Epidemiology and Public Health, Central University of Tamil Nadu, Tiruvallur, to chair the session.
Hearty welcome and pleasant morning wishes to everyone. I am pleased to host another impressive session on the second day of this national conference. We have yet another accomplished person among us. I am happy to reveal some glimpse about him. Dr. Nadarajan Gopalan, Professor, Head of Epidemiology and Public Health at the Central University of Tamil Nadu, has over 42 years of distinguished experience in cancer biology, entomology, epidemiology, food biotechnology, and herbal plant product. His pioneering work at DRDO, Advanced Disease Management, Early Detection Technologies, Food Security Solution for the Armed Force, and eco-friendly innovations such as edible cutlery and phytochemical-based storage pest management are notable. He has continued impactful research on public health, capacity building, and One Health projects. He has authored more than 120 publications, which includes 55 national and 69 international publications, holds 28 patents, and successfully guided PhD, MSc, and MPhil scholars. His leadership is evident through his role in DRDO, CyBOG program, BIS, and FDA committees and academic councils of premier institutions with grants exceeding 12 crores. His research has received national recognition through prestigious awards, including Best All-Rounder Scientist of the Year 2016, DRDO Technology Group Award 2018, National Science Day Oration 2018. Sir is widely respected as a scientist innovator and academic leader contributing significantly to national research, food security, and public health advancement. We are honored, sir, to have you and looking forward for your impactful talk. Please, sir.
okay for you or salary? John, the slide. Here we can see the slides. Yeah, see if you see next time change it. Yes. Yeah, all right. Can yeah, start conversion. இப்படி சார் இங்க போயிட்டு எனக்கு ஒரு ஸ்லைடு பாக்குறீங்க அவங்களுக்கு பாக்குறதுக்கு so great. Great purpose. Good. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh, perfectly all right. Please, sir. We'll talk to them. Yeah, thank you very much. Very good morning to all of you. Namaskar, namaskaram, vanakkam. Thanks to Dr. Dinesh who called me for this conference and head of the department, faculty. Without students, nothing is there. You people are young people, you have to learn many of the things and you have to lead. We will not be there. The Vikshit Bharat, you may be knowing Vikshit Bharat. 2047 Vikshit Bharat, they told, the government, central government is telling and everyone is talking. Young generation, because the young generation, you people are after 25 years, where you will be? What are all you people are pillars to do for, lead the country. We all will get vanished because we are all aged people. My age become, 85 plus and other people, those who are there now 40 plus, they will become 65 plus. We may not do it the way in which young people can do it. Young people are pillars for the tomorrow country to take care of many of the things in the disease part or the education part or, whatever you say tomorrow, you are the people who can take care of the country. So if that's what now do we record, we can go on because unless you people are educated, country will not, the state will not, the country, the many thing global level, because we are all standing on many of the things. When we see it, see India stands for the, for the milk production, the vegetable, anything you take it almost first to 5, we are all there. How we are all there? Because of the scientific improvement, which we got it, many of the revolution, the, white revolution, green revolution, many things. Because many of the people contributed, the young people, you people should contribute. You people have to educate the people. Then only any of the disease can be contained. The public health is very, very important. We have to get educated. See, when we see the dengue control in Singapore, if you read it, dengue? What is dengue? What are the vector-borne disease? What is vector? Any of the thing, insect which are transmitting disease is called vectors, mosquitoes, flies, we can tell n number of plague. We had a many, India, all worldwide, we had a pandemic. You people may be knowing what is zoonosis, what is endemic, what is epidemic, what is pandemic. Because pandemic, we have learned from the COVID period, we have learned a lot. Everyone, because we have escaped in the this region, mainly the Asian region, because of our traditional food. That's what I was talking to madam. So we all have escaped because of our traditional food, traditional knowledge, many of the things which we have learned it. So that's what, we overcome the disease pandemic. And also the scientific contribution, when we see the enormous, the India put on the, it's a big mark in the worldwide. That's probably all people, everyone became doctor in, COVID pandemic. It's because we had traditional knowledge. That's what I think. And also the health point of view, what to do, what not to do, we have learned from our grandparents. For the cleaning of dress, not to wear chappal inside house. When we go outside, clean and come inside. See all the things which helped us.
what to wear, the mask. See, when we see the Western countries, the US, for wearing mask also government had to tell, each state had a different setup, but India never we had it. We all, if you say either state or central, whatever it is, whatever they say, we followed it. Everyone has to wear mask, yes, we wore. Everyone has to be quarantine disease, yes. We should not move out, yes, we will not move out. The transport is stopped, everything we followed. But the Western countries, it is not like, US. Each state has a different way of doing. Why I should wear mask, why I should eat, many questions which finally we all escape because of we followed rules and regulations. That's what pandemic which we overcome or could contain in a fast way because of our knowledge. We followed rules and regulations. So thank you very much, because this is a very good topic which Bishop Heber College chosen for, especially biotechnology, bioinformatics department. It's a very important topic on pandemic, how to preparedness, future pandemic preparedness on emergency response through biotechnological innovation and preparedness for India. So I took it mainly for the things. So can we have the next slide, please? So the thing is, what all the preparedness? What is pandemic? What are the disease in pandemic area? How to overcome? So mainly I'll be talking for another half an hour or 45 minutes, or any of the interaction if you want it. We can have it not one way, because you people are young people, can read and then get more knowledge than we people. If I read any one page, it takes more time to understand. Whereas young people, you can read in one page and then give about the one page, what are all the inputs are given. Generally for the students, you can get more thinking power rather than we people, let's say. So I'll be covering what is zoonosis and then a type of mode of transmission of disease, something preparedness on pandemic, how to overcome, what all the preparedness which they took it. So these are all the topic with another half an hour. And then management is very important, how to manage it. That's the thing. The COVID period, we all, whatever we are all talking, whatever we are all doing it, we all COVID we have done it. That's the thing. Probably the yesterday I was not there, you all would have known about, they would have given the information about zoonosis, information about epidemic, endemic, pandemic. This is not the new word. At least we should know about, see, then only, unless I educate, I learn it, then only I can teach others. So in this way, you people would have learned it yesterday, some of the things. I'm not talking in deep, but whatever it's required, I will tell you in another half an hour. So can I have the next slide? This is, can I, earlier slide, please? This WHO, they have given the, health. Health is a state of complete physical and mental. See, what is the definition of health? So it's a goodness. See, we are all sitting here with good condition itself, we have good health. With mental, with all physiology, everything we are able to concentrate. That's the thing which WHO has given meaning for the health. Can I have the next one? So whatever I have prepared some of the slides, I myself, after seeing this conference only, I thought, I was looking at internet. What are all the preparedness which we took it? We know it, we knew all the things, but the thing is really black and white. What are all the things India has done it? So this is a report. It's really the interesting report which they may future pandemic preparedness on emergency response. You may be knowing Niti Aayog. Earlier it was Planning Commission. The Planning Commission was to take care of many things. The funds, what are all the importance of the country, from where we have to get the funds, how to spend it, what is the health system to give education. So all family planning, which they were doing, the planning of the, all the things, the funds allotment. Now, which became for the Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog is a member. They will take care of all the funds on the health, education, and everything. So they prepared it, because they prepared it and they have given for the, the entire nation what to do, what not to do. almost you can download it. If not, I can pass on to them. I can change it. Yeah, you can change. Oh, great. I have switched it off, I think, by mistake. Yeah, fine. That's okay. Light. Slide. So when all right. So when madam, all the senior people may be knowing, when we were doing research for getting one manuscript, it was very, very difficult. We have to write to them, get it, who is doing what type of research they are all doing it. Now we used to get around minimum 4 months for getting one manuscript. My manuscript, what is the difference between manuscript and then new magazine? Or what is magazine, what is manuscript, or what is journal? Okay, at least you can see. Now you have with you the cell phone. You can download it everything in no minute. Who is doing what in the world? You all will get information. Cell phone can be used in a better way. It's if you want to be in science, it's you have to get it. Who are the people are doing what? As well as science, you have to be there. Means you have to ask 5 questions: what, where, how, when, and all the things. Then only you will get the knowledge. Who is doing what? So it will be useful. The cell phone can be useful to get more information. Within few minutes, I could download many of the manuscript, many of the reports. What are all the things we have done it? How we can overcome the disease COVID pandemic? See, any pandemic can come in any of the things. What we had it plague in 1916, 1910, and all the things. Now 2020 pandemic, COVID pandemic, we could manage within 2 years because of many of the scientific input. So government has given this future pandemic. If you see it, you can download it and see it. Within 100 days, what we should do it, what are the things is possible from us, where we can get collaborate, how we can get information, what are all the things possible, how to get drug, how to many questions which is answered within 100 days. That's what the vaccine development. Yeah, any of the vaccine, to get any of the drug or vaccine, minimum used to take 12 years. We have to make the drug, we have to make the vaccine, we have to evaluate, we have to do it. All the things we could do it in a fast track because of our knowledge, because of our infrastructure, because of funds, because of manpower. The infrastructure we had a manpower, we could do it all the things. And also the scientific input. In no minute we can get the people, who are the people are working where. That's what which shows from the report. I took it from this thing only maximum, and other things which we know some of the things. So what I had given in the a conference, so one page write up, probably all you people would have got it. So first, what all the disease I have given. Second thing is COVID, what all the importance which is mentioned over there. I also have not taken anything from the big way, what you people are. The mainly thing is how it is given. The during COVID pandemic, there was an effect like gaps between. See, many of the things to be filled. How to fill it up? Mainly the managed surveillance, predictive warning, data management, forecasting modeling, research, innovation, manufacturing, infrastructure, capacity building, governance, as well as legal legislation, finance management, partnership, community engagement, including risk communication, private sector. See, when we were doing the research, we were doing separately. We were not involving any of the industry, any of the private partners, all the things. But during COVID period, 100% we have involved everyone. Who are the people are experts? How to get the data, how to manage the data, how to utilize the funds. And also the government says, yes, many of the diagnostic kits, which is evaluated by Indian Council of Medical Research, those kits were used because we are not gone for any of the Western countries to kit, because initially we have used it. We are not able to find out what all the mutation took place, whether able to diagnose the false positive, false negative, many things. But government has managed everything to get the kits, get the reagents, transportation. That's what we could diagnose it, all the things in fast track. So that's what many of the medical college, if you see virus research center, they have made it. 99% all the medical college, viral research center, they have made it. In future, because of COVID, we have learned it. There is a place, all the samples collected in one place, pass on to center, and then diagnose it within 24 hours, you were given result. And then what medicine to be given, whether positive, negative, quarantine, where to get accommodated, everything. Now all the medical college have preparedness for the virus research center. There is a virus research center in medical college. Anything comes, because we have to, any pandemic may come again, we don't know, but we may not, that time preparedness, which will not help. Now itself government has made it everything, even they get the sample or not, but it is there available to help us, medical college as well as general public. Probably you may be knowing the DPH, Directorate of Public Health. The Tamil Nadu government is having collaboration with all medical college, all the virus research center. They are all doing it so that sample can be passed on fast way and then diagnose it. That's what the overall the preparedness is. This important 4 or 5 things which has to be managed. That's the thing which are all there. So other part I have given mainly for the challenges. What are the challenges? That is important. You see, anything, how fast we can, if any problem comes, how fast we can diagnose it. That's a troubleshoot. Troubleshoot nothing but challenges can be managed, how fast we can troubleshoot it, and then get it in a fast track. That's the thing which I have given. I have not given anything more. That's we will talk for another half an hour. See, first we'll see the what are all the pandemic. The slides are visible. Can you see it, or the small letters? I don't know. From there, it's mainly we had a few pandemic. See, when we see the the SARS COVID, SARS which we got it 203, as well as the H5N1 205 209 H1N1, and then 14 to Ebola, because some of the disease which we are not having in Asian region or the other country where we had it, but India also we had it. These are all the emerging, re-emerging diseases. Ebola we never had it, but we got it because of many of the transportation movements from people. And then we have the since 2012, the COVID, which started small way, but in a big way, that's a thing which have gone to 2020. And then Zika virus. Zika is transmitted by mosquitoes, Aedes mosquito. That's another thing. These are all the main, re-emerging disease or emerging disease. But we had a small, disease on the epidemic part of view, endemic point of view, which are all there in country. So the whole thing is, episode is when we see it, so our immune system has gone down. Any disease which is we are all getting means the main system, our immune system has gone down. How to improve upon immune system? The food is main thing which can take care of all the immune system. The traditional food, or not to eat fast food, all the things, when we have it medicinally, unknowingly we were having all sort of food. That's what the pandemic is being controlled or contained as in. So these are all the main pandemic which shows. And then is Niti Ayog, what they have done it. Some of the things which I have put in one slide, where it is preparedness, action, what are the impact on that one, how to get it. These all interlinked. One is interlinked with the other, then only it is possible any of the disease can be contained, or any of the public problem which can be contained. This holds good for not only for disease management, any of the things which has to be contained or which has to be controlled, you have to follow it. There's a pathogen. The first one is when we say it, disease pathogen. What is pathogen? We should know. What are the transmitting agents which we should know? So second thing is surveillance data. Surveillance is a main important. Unless you have the primary data, see, you can't get it from the secondary data. From the primary data only, we will get all the things. Then when once we have the primary data, the secondary data can be calculated. What are all the epidemiological point of view, how to overcome, how to manage it. See, unless we have the data, it is not possible. That's what the surveillance data management. Development of countermeasures. Countermeasures is nothing but containment. What are all the things to be taken immediate? Second thing, forecasting modeling. So from the disease, from where it has come, how it has come. See, unless we know the population, unless we know the disease agent, unless we know the vector, all the things to be managed by the forecasting modeling when we get the data. On the manufacture market, when we have the drug, when we have the transportation, how fast I can send the diagnosis kit, or I can send the drug, or I can send the vaccine, who are the people are required. All the things can be managed by development as well as the manufacturing market. So you should know some of the basic slides which I have given. I can pass on the slides to you. You can have it. What is zoonosis? We should know. What is zoonosis? Young people should tell, sir. Zoonosis are difference between zoonosis and zoonosis. It's a singular plural only, nothing but it's okay. So the zoonosis are infection. Zoonosis or infection with the natural transmitted between vertebrate and animal. See, earlier, postponed pandemic, COVID pandemic only, we came to know the disease which is coming from animal to human beings. Otherwise, the disease were separate. Whatever it is, cow is getting, dog is getting, cat is getting disease, that is separate. What human disease were separate. The jumping from the animal to human beings is called zoonosis disease. Now the reverse zoonosis also. We also can give, human beings can give disease to the elephant, human beings can disease to the any of the animal. Because recently I was there, one of the PhD Viva, where the elephant got tuberculosis. The elephant never had a tuberculosis because the human beings are, entered there, are the things which they were taking care of. So the elephant also got disease. Reverse zoonosis, they call it as. See, many of the disease can come from jumping to human beings to animal or animal being to. So these are all the general, definition for zoonosis. See, any of the importance of zoonosis, what is the importance which agent, host, environment. These are all the things which is, the main part of thing. Our immune system have gone down. That's what we do get disease. The environment already, the bacteria, the virus, which are all there, knowingly, unknowingly, we do get disease. Now, Kerala, they got a, brain-eating amoeba. From where it has come? Brain-eating amoeba has not come just like that. The whole water is contaminated with amoeba, the sewage water or the human waste all entering into the water. Those water coming, normal water may not be having amoeba because we are all given to the agent to the water. That's what we are all getting the disease. So many things which are all things, agent, host, as well as environment, which is important. See, unless, these are all the things which are all the same way vector-borne disease. When we see the pathogen, vector determinants, the environment, agrochemical, economic health, this all, which contribute to the disease burden in the environment as well as the human beings. All are, when we see the, uh, uh, cattle or cow or dog or, any of the things. See this just to show the what are all the vectors, how the human beings are getting disease using the vector bite. And see, zoonotic disease reservoir transmission. This entire few slides which are all there. What are all the disease? What all the disease? How we are all getting disease? What is the agents? What is the main reservoir? As well as transmission, either direct or indirect. With the vector can bite, can give the disease, or water contamination, the air can cause. The COVID period, we all got it via aerosol, via food, via environment, many things which we got. COVID is a very good example for everything. So the few slides are there. What all the disease? I can pass on the slides. You can get the information. See, that's what the bat also, when we see the Nipah virus or Ebola virus, the bat was the main migratory birds, one of the important area which we are all working, the migratory birds, how the disease are getting transmitted. So whether really the migratory birds are bringing disease or we are all giving disease to the migratory birds, which we don't know unless we do it. That's everything falls on now one health. See, one health is nothing but whatever the agent environment as well as the human beings, we do get the disease. So everything falls on one health. So one health is nothing but see the migratory birds are coming or the bats are getting disease. Whether the local population, local birds which are giving disease to migratory birds, or migratory disease are birds are giving disease to our. See, whenever you see now the recent when you see the pigeon also can transmit disease, but it is not like the pigeon can't transmit any disease. Pigeon droppings only contaminate water. That water, if you drink it, or the water is entering into the your system, you will get a disease because we have the virus, fungus, bacteria, everything in the the feces, the bird feces. The chances are that's what the one health. What we do it, we do get the human sample, we do get the bird sample or the bat sample as well as environmental sample. Whether it is correlating the agent or the correlating the bacteria, virus, all the things, whether disease can come from which root. So that's what the bat can transmit many of the disease. You see n number of disease. So n number of agents. So how it is coming, all the things which shows this slide. So the zoonosis status, what all the disease, how many cases, new virus, approximately 1,500 infectious disease, recognized by humans, 60% due to zoonosis. Earlier it was not there. The post-COVID only we started seeing it from where it is coming. We can see rabies. Rabies is a major problem now. The dog can bite. Even the wound is a dog saliva can drop it. You may get a disease. So many things which all the even cat can get. One of the new cases from the cat bite also got the rabies. So many disease can come from the zoo to the human beings. That's why 75% recently emerging as infection. This all called as a re-emerging disease or infectious disease. They have been caused by zoonotic pathogens. So reverse zoonosis, what I was telling, we can give the disease to the elephant. So we should know what all the disease we have. See, initially itself, those people are working with either elephant or tiger or any of the zoo. We should know about my health condition. My health condition should be all right. First, I have to monitor myself. What all the disease I have, what all the disease I can transmit. I don't do anything, but we don't do any such type of, no one is monitoring human beings before entering into the zoo. So we have to, first monitor ourselves, then only so that we are not able to transmit. So reverse zoonosis is possible. That's the definition, as well as a vector-borne zoonosis. From the vectors also, we'll get n number of disease. You can make it almost 90% disease because of vectors. So including West Nile, Nipah, or Lyme disease, many of the things which the foodborne disease, what we are talking about, the food can be contaminated, the water can be contaminated, waterborne disease, food can be contaminated by fungus, bacteria, and other things. So you will get a disease. But emerging zoonosis that newly recognized, many of the involved occurred, shows increased incidence geographical. That's the thing, because movements, people from the non-immune people can move to the vulnerable area where already the disease are circulating, the chances are to get the disease. So the monitoring is important. Who are the people are moving from? See, COVID, that's what COVID is a very good example for everything. Mass movements from one place to other place. Those people are workers who move to one place to other place. Because food problem, they were not getting job, all the things, but the disease also gone along with them, or the disease they have brought to many places. That's a mass movements which can cause the diseases. The factors mainly the host factor, pathogen related factors, the ecological environmental condition. These are all the main factors which shows the zoonosis transmission. See, neglected some of the things which word itself will we can get the meaning. Then neglected disease. So that also has to be monitored. What all the disease on neglected disease. Even some of the journals are the neglected disease, pathogen disease. For the published paper also they do publish it, rare disease. So we should know about all the things. They're not monitored properly. That's what the disease can transmit. So that's what we are all talking. Oral inhalation contact. These are all the main things. Disease can come to one to other. So the mode of transmission, what we have seen the earlier slide, the mode of transmission is very important. Either direct or these are all the disease. Generally, the metazoonosis, Rift Valley fever, JE. The mosquitoes, even the transovarial transmission are possible. Even the Aedes mosquito can get the dengue, can transmit can get the egg to larva to pupa. Again, second bite mosquito is not required. Even that also can transmit the disease. So that's what the things are all the transovarial transmission is. So the vector-borne disease, when we see some of the things which already you may be knowing it, the disease transmission, primary host, secondary host, we all should know. But while collecting data only, we will come to know any of the vector can be incriminated as a vector unless pathogen is seen in the mosquito or pathogen is detected in mosquito, then only we can call it as a vector. So primary vector means the primary of the word itself. Primary means that is the first one which is transmitting disease. So that's the thing we should know. What is a primary vector, secondary vector, the incrimination of vector, the pathogen is there or not, all the things we should know. So, and the bridge between the vector species. We are all the same. Mosquito doesn't want to transmit any disease. Mosquito is taking blood. You may be knowing only female mosquito can bite and then can transmit the disease. Not male mosquito, the mouth parts, when we see it, it's not well developed, which can take only honey or plant juice, everything. The female mosquito, which goes for, what for blood is required? Anybody can tell anybody? Why the mosquito is sucking blood? So the ovary development, mainly the blood is required for ovary development, nothing but. See, when we are giving along with the blood, the pathogen, the mosquito is transmitting disease. That's a very, very simple. We are all giving all the things to the insect that is transmitting disease. So we should know about all the things, at least biology, the part, the ecology part, all the things. So disease can be contained easily. So the transmission part, the route of transmission can get it the infection. The slaughterhouse, slaughterhouse, the meat processing, the cutting and all the things, it's called a slaughter, this one. The already the cow or buffalo or any of the thing, animal can have the disease. There's a One Health, which is a very, very important, the slaughterhouse project, which they have given many of the people, because unknowingly we may be having those who are, the slaughter, the meat processing, maybe have injury. So along with animal meat, you may get a disease. So we should know about all the things which over the people are, get prone to get the diseases. That's what it shows from this one. Then the pathogen vector competence. These are all some of the definitions. Initial itself, even when we know the definition, easy to educate the people. That's what the vector competence, infection rate, genetic variability, transmission efficiency, distribution, virulence. Where are the mosquito breeding? See, at least some of the ecology we should know. The Aedes mosquito or malaria transmitting Anopheles mosquito can breed in fresh water only. All the other filarias transmitting when we can see in polluted water. So the ecology part is important. We should know about all the things. Then what all the reservoir, human reservoir, infection does required, pathogenesis, severity of the disease, severity, susceptibility, genetic, many things which are all the thing, basic things. When we know it, that's easy to contain any of the disease. That's what the COVID period, which they have done daily. Probably you all would have seen it. Evening, there was a news, 1 hour, at least for 15 minutes, how many the reproductive rate, how many cases from primary case to the secondary case, how many people got disease. They were calculating it's see 1.2, 1.42, 2 point sometime, during the phase 2, all the things, 2.2 also we got it. One case can transmit, get the disease from 2.2 people plus they will get the disease. 2 plus 2, how many cases, which increased a lot. So these are all the reproductive rate that's daily they were giving, where it is got reduced, where it got increased, what all the diagnosis, how to get the drugs, all the places which they calculated and they have given all that. So general, this vectors and vector-borne disease, what are all the insect which can transmit disease, what all the disease, the agents, the name of the disease, as well as what all the pathogen. This is for exclusively for mosquitoes, insects, mainly what all the disease can transmit, which gives from this slide. And a few slides about the vector-borne disease, this global status about vector-borne disease. And then the bioarchaeological evidence predicted health impacts. See, mainly the climate change. Climate change, we do talk. Climate is not changing. We have changed all the climate. The infrastructure has to be developed, road has to be built, the building has to be constructed, the diagnosis place has to be. Many things the climate change. Climate is not changing, we have changed everything. That's what the disease part. Indirectly, they calculated the mosquito breeding. Indirectly, they calculated the disease burden for every place, the climate change, which they have showed it. Mainly the physical and social environment. And then the impact on health impacts, direct exposure or indirect exposure. Biocultural, the change, the culture has been changed, many of the things. That's what the plasticity, behavior plasticity, many things, n number of social constraints. And then the health impacts on small scale. And see, all the infrastructure has to be developed, means we have to develop. The population is getting increased. That's what which showed about all the things. See, some of the jumping zoonotic disease. They call it as a sylvatic cycle. Between the sylvatic cycle is not coming to when we have gone to the forest area for the cutting woods, or when we go for the any bird sanctuary, fishing, when we go for the fishing, so you will get a disease. The migratory birds can bring the disease, and then you will interact with the migratory birds. That's what the prey, whatever the prey, the feces, all the things. Then from there, which we get the disease. Mainly the Kaisanur forest disease. Main thing is sylvatic cycle only. We jumped into the forest. That's what we got all the diseases. See, the Kaisanur, some few slides I will show. One or vector, what all the vector-borne disease and how it is. Kaisanur disease, mainly the flavivirus group, and then mainly which is there in Karnataka and Kerala, some other places. Some even Tamil Nadu also, some forest area, Western Ghats, which you got the diseases. So dengue, mainly the dengue is transmitted by Aedes aegypti, Aedes albopictus, other mosquitoes. The mosquito breeds with us only. Aedes generally the freshwater breeder, which breeds with you. You are giving the breeding place. See, the thing is, Aedes aegypti can breed in the freshwater only. The water scarcity, the sporadic rain. When we have the sporadic rain, we wanted to store water in the house. If it is not closed properly, mosquito can breed. And you have the pathogen, you are giving blood to the mosquito, so can transmit the disease. So the containment is very easy. The Singapore, they contained dengue in a very, very, methodical way. They have educated people. The mosquito is breeding with you. You are giving the disease to mosquito. Mosquito is transmitting the disease. So the containment is the water. You close the water properly. The container you have to close properly, so the mosquito will not breed. So they have educated people. That's what the containment in dengue in the Singapore area. It was very easy. This one, which we could do it. Same thing which we have tried in Delhi and other places with the help of municipal corporations. So the JE, another important, the vector-borne disease, which is a paddy field. This is a Vishnuvi, Culex Vishnuvi group, which breeds on the paddy cultivation land. So if we can able to control the mosquitoes, will not get the disease also. The same way, what is the epidemiology of infectious disease? Healthcare planners, unless the meaning of the human infections are strictly linked with the global environment, our climate change, mainly that. See, epidemiology is one thing, the subject which can give prediction. What are the disease which is transmitted by agent or environment or the human beings or the any of the birds or bats. So the prediction is possible in future. This is a area, this is an environment, this is a place where the disease were more, because the containment of the thing which we could do it. The same thing is given in the other area, how we can we can control it. The prediction which is possible by getting the data, management of the data. So the mainly the what we are all talking of, the disease surveillance, precautionary approach, mainstream response, enhancing the health system, and also the burden how to overcome the vector-borne disease. That's a common thing for any of the disease. Then the diagnosis, early diagnosis. If we can able to do the diagnosis, the COVID period, within 24 hours, the result is given to the individual or the patient. So that, it is easy to separate out, easy to the quarantine the people, so that disease can be, contained. The COVID period, they have done the same procedure itself. And then, once we diagnosis, the first part, if you can able to diagnose, early diagnosis, that's a very easy to, containment of any disease. So that's what, once disease is diagnosed, the individual can be separated, all the things can be taken care of. So tracking, that's what another important, how the virus is moved from one place to other place, or the infection, how moving to one place to other place, or the resistance status. The major problem now, we have the resistance of any of the drugs for the bacterial resistance, multi-drug resistance. So when we can able to diagnose it, or the disease initially itself, what are the resistance status? If you can able to do it, whatever drug if you give, which may not be effective unless you know the resistance. That's another problem. The genomic surveillance literature, phenotypes, the phenotype, when we know it, all the mutations, all the things, that's easy to get eliminating disease. And then strains, methods, extension, these are all the single slide. I have put it everything there. Then strategies of improving health, the improving healthcare infrastructure. If the COVID really we could do it everything on COVID period, whatever we have mentioned here. Improving our healthcare infrastructure, healthcare workforce, the telemedicine, some of the medicine where to, not able to contact in the place or the where we are all there, disease present. By telemedicine, we can get all information. Health education awareness. We educated people what to do, what not to do. When we get awareness or educate people, that's an important area. Then initiative for the government. This health mission, national health mission is taking care of all the things. When we see the data, when we see the, when we see the internet, the Ministry of Health, everything is available there. Promoting women's health, addressing the mental health, sanitation, all the things. If you follow it, everything, disease can be contained. Then risk factor, what all the risk factor which are all there? The human population, the population is getting increased, immune status is going down. And then, changing interaction between humans to wild animals. Many of the people are going because the One Health mission, who is having contact with the animal, who is having contact with, the infective agents or the environment. That's the thing. The ecological changes, global warming, the climate change. Then WHO is the re-emerging disease, many of the re-emerging disease which we are all having it. The CCHS, the SARS, Nipah, and also the last one is the resistance status of any of the bacterial, fungus, or virus agent. So how to get it, all the thing, what we have been talking, all the timely detection, planning, surveillance, disease spread, severity, and when we know all the things, it's a very easy to control all the pathogen, all the disease. So preparedness strategy, mainly cross-sectional border collaboration. Who is moving from where? The people are moving, transportation, or the tourists, they are all coming there itself, either port of entry. We are all there in a position to detect the pathogen, or we get the blood, we get the biological samples, and then doing the disease diagnosis there itself. Coordination between the public health authorities. That's the one thing. All the things in one line, we have to get coordinate with the people, the public health people or the departments, so that they will come to know who are the people who have moved from one place to other place. What are all the agents they can, when the diagnosis part, when we have done it, then um community engagement. Unless we educate people, we don't get it. Another thing is COVID period. This also we have seen. See, without anything, the rumors also, which that place more cases, don't go that place, may not be there. But all the things, the false information which you pass on to many of the people, that's what the fear. If you have the fear, people, most of the disease by fear only, we do get more problem. That's what the rumors, all the things which they have stopped during the COVID period. So sufficient funds. See, without funds, nothing is. Any of the things to be conducted, which is required these days, any of the diagnosis kits are all costly. When we get from abroad, that's what the COVID period, we made ourselves reagent, we made ourselves diagnosis kits. We got the own drugs, we got vaccine, everything. That's what the cost which got reduced. The indigenous. Now also mainly, if we see many of the thing indigenous, see, most of the people now, you may be knowing US. US is a major problem. The way of tax, the way of people, way of the way in which going on. If you have the indigenous, all the things, yes, it is possible. No need to go to anywhere else. Our country is sufficient to get everything there itself. Everyone has a problem. Even the scientific community, we had a major problem to get many of the things because of the reagents and other thing, instrument, the movement, the transportation from there to here or here to there, all the thing, import or export, everything. Then One Health approach, multi-hazard plan, that we have to have a plan on One Health. That's what government is giving. It's even including state government, central government, all they say that One Health approach, the slaughterhouse One Health approach, the migratory birds One Health approach, all the things from where we are all getting, we have to pinpoint it, the disease from where it is coming. The preparedness is very easy to solve the problems. The research on innovation. See, when we have the innovation methods, that's what one of the paper which I saw 2020, which I published from the Coimbatore, one of the institute. They have the innovation. What are the innovations we have? What are the instruments innovation we have? We do have it, all the things. Anything is possible on COVID. We have the ventilators. Yes, we have made it. Whatever the, to small thing to assess your BP, assess your oxygen, everything we have prepared ourselves because of the infrastructure we had, or the reverse technology we had it, all the cost effective in the with a small amount we got it, all the things itself. And then high risk innovation funds, direct support R&D research. Unless you have the knowledge, yes, it is. Even though we have funds, you have all the thing infrastructure, unless you have the knowledge, which is not possible. How fast we can get it by knowledge is required. Then diagnostic development, therapeutic development, and then the important part is PP. That's what they call it, as a public-private partnership. That's the company people can support. The private company can make it. They may be having the infrastructure, they may be having the cost-effective material with them. But unless we go and tell them these are all things are required, they can make it for us, all the things. That's what the collaboration, any project initial itself, they say, what is the final you are going to get? Who are the people are going to get associated with you initial itself? you plan it such a way so that the project can be completed in a fast track, or you will get the product in a fast way. So that's what One Health security, which always we do tell about the environmental, the animal health, all which comes under human health. These are all the things, the big data which shows about all the things. And then detect what are the, how fast we can detect. Detect one, detect to protect, detect to isolate, detect to treat. That's the One Health which shows about. And some of the things, the instrument, either we can go for the bacterial, isolation, or virus isolation, or people already you got infection, what are all the polyclonal antibodies with you, how we can get the blood or serum, and then you can get the result in fast way. So some of the multiplex assay, you can do it there itself, and then see that some of the instruments, which indigenous instruments, which are all there, can do it in fast way. Many of the samples can be detected by this method. And, because of this thing only, the Nipah virus contained very, very fast within stipulated period. Within 10 days or 15 days, we were able to separate out the individual and find out what all the diagnosis Nipah virus, who are the people have traveled, how they brought the infection, all the things possible because of instrument diagnosis method and all the things. That's what the Kerala, mainly the Nipah virus, contained in a fast way because of all we had a infrastructure preparedness. Some other things we can do it in the field itself, using the instrument in the field itself. And then reasons for, flyvirus, many of the things which Nipah and other dengue, JE, all the thing which comes under, how the ecological barriers unable to sustain virus on the environment, all the things, yes, it is possible when we had the infrastructure. And then good, this also when we handling the animal, when we handling the birds, what are the precautions we have to take it, either deworming, vaccinate, all the things, rabies can be contained, or any of the disease can be contained because of the hygiene, not only for human beings, animal health also is important. And then wash, all the things we know it, this what are the precaution we have to take it. And good hygiene for everything, unless the COVID, what we have done it, we should follow it. The preparedness is very easy. And then meat, whatever the meat, which preparing of the meat, you have to boil it, prepare it properly so that disease, the pathogen will not be there in that one. That's a general wash. They call it as a washing, handling, and then all the things which is possible by this method. Then what is impact on final result, how the disease can be contained, mass deployment, ensure that counteriness available with a large scale on public health, and then continuous surveillance. Not only once disease, our part is mainly what we do it. When you have the problem, we do it. Afterwards, we do forget it, which should not happen. So continuous surveillance is required. Rapid response. See, immediate response which is required, then only can be controlled. Regular communication. The data management is a regular communication. Yes, we should do it. Communicate immediately. Yeah, this is a place we have the disease. This is a place we have the resistant. This is a place drug is not available. The communication is important. Effect disease management. These all culminate to the disease management. Then classical research work, unless we do it continuous research, we may not get the proper result. So last, wherever I go, I used to show it what to eat, what not to eat. Food is the one thing which really, what all things to be taken. So once we have the food, proper food, many of the disease, hygienic food, so disease can be controlled easily. The physical, now the movements, all we have transportation, the physical part is which is getting lack. But you people, children, you should physical, wherever possible, you walk. Wherever possible, you can able to do it, do it. Then the transportation, other things are available with you. Thank you very much for giving chance to be with you for this half an hour, whatever. Questions are there? Thank you very much. If you can, if I can able to get answer, I will tell you, or you can supplement all the things. Thank you very much for giving chance to be with you for this conference. I don't know really. I have fulfilled according to your things for the conference, for the students, young people. You people should come out all the things. You people to take care of we people, the aged people. Any doubt or anything, if you can.
Thank you, sir. Now the forum is open to the discussion. Students, please feel free to ask the questions.
Language is not barrier. Any Tamil or English or Hindi or any language, whatever you want it, you can ask. See, kindly see it that Niti report. I can pass on to them. The slides are with him. I will pass on to you all if you can. Anything is required. If you want it separate for the vector-borne disease, yes, we can talk. Since I have studied in my MSc on medical entomology, I can share some of the things. Disease part, anything is required. Kindly see it. What are the fellowship? At least you people, young people, you plan it now. What do you want it next? So you plan it. When we were not planned it, now at least young people can plan it. What do you want to become? Many fellowships are there. Many scholarships are there. Many things which now it's available. Many of the things. Even the Tamil Nadu, I don't know, universities also the chief minister research fund. They have the huge funds are all there. Even students, those who are doing PhD, they can get all the project. Many things which are all there. It's for the science, they are all, especially for the science, there are many of the innovations. You can give job to people rather than looking for a job. Many of the small industry or entrepreneurship, or you can develop your own diagnosis kit, or you can make reagents, or you can develop any of the thing by a plant product. You can get the product, drug, all the things.
Thank you, sir. Really, the session was informative about emerging infectious disease, focusing on vector-borne disease like dengue and their impact on health. Really, I'm honored to thank you once again, sir, for sharing your valuable knowledge on future pandemic threats and strategies for preparedness. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for saying anything is required. I am there with you. Thank you, sir. Have a wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Dr. Sharmila, Assistant Professor SG, Department of Biotechnology, to present the memento to Dr. Shanmugam Achiraman, Professor, Chemical Ecology Research Lab, Department of Environmental Biotechnology, School of Environmental Science, Bhathidasan University, Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu, and to chair the keynote session 4.
అది భద్రం వచ్చుకోడి వాలెడిక్షన్ కిషోర్ 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 உங்களோட சாமி என்னது இது அப்சர் மாதிரி இருக்கு ஓ வாவ் பர்ஃபியூம் மாதிரி குட்டி பர்ஃபியூம் மாதிரி
Good morning to all. Thank you. காவேரி கண்ட தவப்புதல்வன் காவேரி கண்ட தவப்புதல்வன் சண்முகம் பிரேமா அவர்களின் தங்க மகன் சண்முகம் பிரேமா அவர்களின் தங்க மகன் பூர்வீகமோ மேட்டூர் வசிப்பிடமோ திருச்சி குடும்பத்தில் கடைக்குட்டி சிங்கம் இவர் குடும்பத்தில் கடைக்குட்டி சிங்கம் இவர் பாரதிதாசன் பல்கலைக்கழகம் கண்ட முத்து அற்புத முத்து சுற்றுப்புற சூழலியல் துறையில் ஆட்சி செய்யும் ராமன் இவர் பல மாணவர்களின் வாழ்க்கையில் ஒளியேற்றிய தீபம் இவர் நம் கல்லூரி விலங்கியல் துறை கண்டெடுத்த சொக்கத்தங்கம் இவர் இத்தனைக்கும் மேலாக நல்ல மனிதர் இத்தனைக்கும் மேலாக நல்ல மனிதர் சிறந்த பண்பாளர் என அடுக்கிக் கொண்டே போகலாம் ஆனாலும் நேரம் கருதி இது ஒரு தேசிய கருத்தரங்கு என்பதனால் good morning to all. I am very much delighted to invite and introduce Dr. Shanmugam Achiraman sir, Professor, the Department of Environmental Biotechnology, School of Environmental Sciences, Valedictory University, TIRUCHIRAPPALLI. Sir leads the Chemical Ecology Research Lab with over 23 years of research and 18 years of teaching experience. He has made significant contributions to the field of chemical ecology, pheromone biology, reproductive toxicology, nanotechnology, and environmental biotechnology. Sir has successfully executed multiple funded projects worth over 2.5 crores, supported by premier agencies such as ICMR, CSIR, DST, UGC, and SERP. He has guided 15 PhD scholars and 21 MPhil students, supervised more than 50 postgraduate projects, and published extensively with over 80 international journal papers and an overall impact factor of 245. His citation in Google Scholar 2899, Scopus 2016, Web of Sciences 1674. H index 26 in Google Scholar, 21 in Scopus and Web of Sciences. I-10 index 46 in Google Scholar. His research excellence has been recognized with a prestigious award, including UGC Research Award, DST Young Scientist Award, and the DBT Crest Award, along with the several fellowships and international collaborations. He visited several countries, including Japan, Singapore, France, Italy, Denmark, Taiwan, Malaysia. He also holds patent on innovative herbal formulation and synergetic composition for reproductive health. Beyond his research, Dr. Rajiraman sir has played leadership roles in academic and professional bodies, including the Center for Pheromone Technology and the National Center for Alternatives to Animal Experiments. He has also served as a CPS SEA nominee under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. Respected for his academic excellence, scientific leadership, and interdisciplinary collaboration, Dr. Rajiraman continues to advance sustainable solutions in environmental and reproductive biotechnology. Sir, we are very honored to have you, sir. Once again, I welcome you for this international national conference. Thank you, sir. I welcome you.
I saw that. Yeah. It's here. It's okay. Good morning, one and all gathered here. It's my pleasure to be in this prestigious institution, Bishop Heber College. I am an alumni of this Bishop Heber College. I did my BSc Zoology from Bishop Heber College. First, I have to say this. Why I am saying this? This question to be answered, right? Madam was introducing me. Thank you so much, ma'am. For the first time, you have introduced my father and mother. That is the important thing everybody should know. நம்ம அப்பா அம்மா தான் நம்மளை உருவாக்குனாங்க. அவங்களோட பேரை ஒரு கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் கேட்கும் போது ரியலி ஐ எம் ஹாப்பி டு see that, ma'am. Thank you so much for that one. And regarding why I am in Bishop Heber College, I told you it's my family. Bishop Heber College is my family. Before that, she was saying that I got many prizes, many awards, and I was a scientist having a renowned name. But I have to say, you students, I was failed in 7th standard. 7th standard நான் ஃபெயில் ஆனவன். அதை வந்து பெருமையா சொல்லுவேன். ஏன்னா my life has changed after I failed. And I was below average in school. But when I joined Bishop Heber College, it transformed me. I have to say that I have got university 12th rank from Bishop Heber College. Later on, I got university first rank and I'm a gold medalist in MSc because of Bishop Heber College. The Bishop Heber College has changed me a lot in my life. And I say you, this is a place where you can get transformed. நம்மள்ட்ட இருக்க ஒரே பிரச்சனை நம்ம சாதிக்க முடியுமான்னு தான். But because of this inferiority complex, we are losing ourselves. With these few words, I'll enter into the topic. Yeah. No. It's moving. Good. So my topic will be integrated farming and microbial ecology. I'm just going to speak about only farming. காவிரி டெல்டா சொன்னாங்க மேடம். காவிரி தந்த தவ புதல்வன் சொன்னாங்க. காவிரியோட முக்கியமான விஷயமே வந்து அக்ரிகல்ச்சர். We depend on agriculture, and I'm going to speak about agriculture along with microbial ecology. So, why should I speak about microbial ecology in a national conference regarding preparedness for pandemic? I'll explain to you. So I think last 2 days, every scientist, including Professor Natarajan Gopalan, they were giving a clear picture about what is pandemic, what is endemic, and how this disease get transformed. It's well known and they have given a clear picture. Now the problem is how I'm going to prepare for this pandemic, how I'm going to cure this pandemic. See, you're going to look into the history of pandemics. I have started from 427 BC till 2020. If you look into the history of pandemics, it started with plague of Athens, Antony plague, Justinian plague, then you have your SARS, MERS, Dengue, etc., etc. Here I have to mention about one irony. ஒரு விஷயம் இங்க எனக்கு டிஃப்ரெண்டா தெரிஞ்சது. That is, you are seeing two plagues. One is Antony plague, another one is Justinian plague. These two plagues has a close relationship with religion. There was a spread of religion in this two plague. One is in Antony plague. Europe was affected with plague and people were suffering with plague. At that time, the churches came forward. The churches came forward and they did a big service. Due to this service, this Christianity started spreading in Europe. Only after that, Christianity started spreading in Europe. If you look into the Justinian plague, it is around 541, where your Bodhidharman went to China, where Buddhism was spreading. It was an irony. I don't know why it had happened. It's because of the plague, the people came together and the belief in the God has developed a lot. So you can say it. Sir, can you speak about Tamil Nadu with religion? Yes, I can speak about Tamil Nadu with religion. உங்க ஏப்ரல் மே மாதத்துல ஆரம்பிச்சிங்கன்னா என்ன பண்ணிருப்பீங்க? மாரியம்மன் திருவிழான்னு சொல்லி ஏப்ரல்ல ஆரம்பிச்சு ஜூன் வரைக்கும் கொண்டாடுவீங்க, ஆகஸ்ட் வரைக்கும் கொண்டாடுவீங்க. ஏது கொண்டாடுறீங்க? மாரியம்மன் திருவிழான்னு பண்ணிட்டு 3வது நாள் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க? மஞ்சள் தண்ணியை ஊர் ஃபுல்லா ஊத்துவாங்க. Why? It is an antiseptic. So religion and outbreak and pandemic has a close relationship. See, keep the religion side. But the science in religion is very, very important, which you have to look into. Next slide. Yeah. So the problem is, in olden days, we have bacterial infections lot. But currently, we are having more viral infections like your Ebola virus, your AIDS, your plague, your influenza virus, all are because of virus. And after 2001, நாங்க ஸ்கூல்ல படிக்கும் போது நிறைய அவுட் பிரேக் பேண்டமிக்லாம் கிடையாது. பட் நீங்க வந்த காலம் ஆஃப்டர் 2000, ஆஃப்டர் 96 கிட்ஸ், நீங்க யூஸ் பண்ற பூமர் அங்கிள்ஸ், நாங்க பிறந்த காலத்துல we had more viruses. நாங்க வந்து 50 வயசு வரும்போது தான் more viruses பார்த்தோம். But you are seeing a huge number of viruses when you are young, where you are going for vaccination process. Good. Everybody was speaking about pandemic, pandemic, pandemic. Why there is a pandemic? Why there is a rise in pandemic? ஏன் pandemic வந்துச்சு? ஏன் virus இவ்வளவு உலகத்துக்குள்ள வந்துச்சு? This question to be answered. So the reason for pandemics has to be explained. If we look into the reasons, among the three important reasons, the climate change is going to be one of the major reason for your pandemic. So, உங்க climate change எப்போ change ஆச்சோ அப்பதான் நிறைய viruses came into the environment. So, climate change plays a major role in outbreak of pandemics. Now the question is, why there is climate change and why there is pandemic? சின்ன சின்ன கேள்விகள் கேட்டனால அதுக்கு பதில்களை கண்டுபிடிக்க போனனால தான் எனக்கு கோல்டு மெடல் கிடைச்சது. சிம்பிள் பேசிக் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் அண்ட் answering the questions will give you clear picture which will make you great. Next slide. So if you're going to look into this part where you are seeing that in climate change, oh, okay, good. So in climate change, there are two important points which you have to look into is that one is livestock production, another one is chemical fertilizers. இதுல பாதி பேர் எனக்கு தெரியும், பிஷப் காலேஜ்ல படிக்கிற முக்காவாசி பேரு கிராமத்துல இருந்து தான் வந்திருப்பீங்கன்றது நல்லா தெரியும். ஏன்னா என் கூட படிச்சவங்க எல்லாமே கிராமத்துல இருந்து தான் வந்திருந்தாங்க. They are from villages, and when I was speaking with them, I came to know that we are using more pesticides and we are using more synthetic fertilizers where we'll be using potassium, phosphorus and nitrogen. Really, it's good for plant, but it is not good for the environment. Where we started working on this field, why there is increase in climate change? Because of CO2 level. When the carbon dioxide level in the environment rises, it will lead to climate change. Because why there is, how does this carbon dioxide get involved in climate change? You can see the picture here. You're seeing the solar spectrum. In this solar spectrum, you're seeing that we have visible spectrum and infrared rays. Visible spectrum is 300 to 600 nanometers or 700 nanometers. Above 700 nanometers, it is going to be your infrared rays. What happens is, from the solar spectrum, the infrared rays comes and reach the environment, and it will be reflected back. Once it is reflected back, the carbon dioxide will reflect them back to the earth. So, இங்கிருந்து எர்த்ல இருந்து வெளியே போற இன்ஃப்ராரெட் ரே கார்பன் டை ஆக்சைடு இருக்கனால திருப்பியும் கீழே வந்து it will change into, it will try to persist in the environment. Once the infrared rays is persisting in the environment, it will lead to generation of heat, which is nothing but global warming. ரொம்ப சிம்பிளா சொல்றேன், CO2 லெவல் ரொம்ப கூடிச்சுன்னா என்விரான்மெண்ட்ல இன்ஃப்ராரெட் ரேஸ் எர்த்தை விட்டு வெளியே போக முடியாது. அப்படி போலனா it will go to global warming. Next slide. Yeah. So you can see that when there is a rise in CO2 level, there will be a rise in temperature. It is a clear indication that when there is a CO2 increase, that will lead to temperature. Now the problem rises. What happens? When there is a rise in the carbon dioxide, there will be a rise in the global temperature, which will lead to global warming. This global warming will cause mutation in the microbes. So what happens? The microbes which is persistent in the environment get mutated. Due to this mutation, the microbe will become more virulent. More virulent. Once they become more virulent, they pass on to the animals. From the animals, they will pass on to the humans. So pandemic got a base in global warming. Global warming will lead to mutation in microbes. Microbes will get virulent and it will cause zoonotic diseases. And currently, Tamil Nadu is facing with a big controversy regarding the rabies in dogs. That's a big problem we are facing because rabies virus is being seen in dogs. We have to cure it. We have to eradicate it. But in my final part of my talk, I will give the conclusion. What can we do with this dog? நாய்களை வச்சு என்ன பண்ணலாம்னா இருக்கணுமா கூடாதா இல்ல நாயை வச்சு என்ன பண்ணலாங்கிற பாசிட்டிவ் approach I'll be telling you at the end. Okay. So now we have to understand that when there is global warming, there will be mutation. If there is mutation, that will lead to if there is mutation, that will lead to change in the genetic makeup. That will lead to virulence. That will lead to new viruses, which will cause pandemic, epidemic, and endemic. Now, if you want to prevent from pandemic means, first I have to reduce the CO2 level in the environment. How I am going to do this? This is the question. And number two, so the same thing. See how many diseases have been transported through the vectors like dogs, cats, etc. Most of the diseases, viral diseases, are zoonotic diseases which are transformed through animals, and thereby it is reaching humans. Now, here comes the government. The government looked into it. It understood that there should be a good environment. The animals should be healthy. Number three, the human should be healthy. இப்போ இது மூணு ஹெல்த்தா இருந்தாதான் பேண்டமிக்கை ப்ரிவென்ட் பண்ண முடியும். They can prevent the pandemic through human health, animal health, and environment. Based on this, the government of India has established One Health Mission. Our sir வந்து பேசியிருந்தாரு. That is One Health Mission, where we want to concentrate on environment, health, and animal. Here you can see here all the funding agencies. I think most of you are biotechnology students. Sir was talking about your future, where you get fellowships, you get jobs, you can see the full circle. All this circle, your Indian Council of Medical Research, Department of Biotechnology, Department of Health, Department of Science and Technology, all these funding agencies are funding scholarship to students for coming under One Health India. How can we work on this One Health India? After completing my MSc, after completing my MSc or BSc, can I get a job for 50,000 or 1 lakh? Yes, it is possible. The minimum scholarship provided by these funding agencies is 40,000 per month. இவங்க கொடுக்குற ஃபண்டிங் ஏஜென்சியோட மினிமம் ஃபண்டிங்கே அரௌண்ட் 40,000 per month. And they need more manpower because we have to prepare for pandemic. So only the One Health Mission has been established by Central Government of India, and the state government is also following this. Where does this One Health India focuses on? It focuses on climate change. It focuses on zoonotic diseases. It focuses on food safety. So after completing your biotechnology, You can choose one of these fields where you can work on that. Next slide. Sorry. In case of human health, environment health, and animal health, I think the first one is the moon either first target panno. Environment health, human health, or animal health. Which one I should target? If you ask me, the first one should be your environmental health. I have to reduce the CO2 level in the atmosphere, number one. Number two, what I have to do? I have to see that the global warming is reduced. Based on that, the animal mutation, microbial mutation should be prevented, which might lead to zoonotic diseases. So, the first part, what I have to do is, I have to see that I have to keep my environment clean and tidy, and the environment should be healthy. So, my first question will be, how to mitigate climate change? Is it possible for me to mitigate climate change? The problem is climate change. What I have to do? I have to take much efforts to understand the concept of climate change. If I'm going to understand the concept of climate change, then I can mitigate climate change. How I am going to do this? As pointed out by our eminent personality, scientist Albert Einstein, if I have a problem, if I have given only 1 hour to solve the problem, for 55 minutes, I will understand the problem. In the last 5 minutes, I will solve the problem. This is the thing you have to understand. So I should understand why there is a rise in CO2 level in the environment and how can I stop this. If I am going to ask the right question, as pointed out by Sir C.V. Raman, if I am going to answer the question right, if I am going to ask the right question, I'll get the perfect answer. Thereby, I can prevent or reduce the CO2 level in the environment. Good. How this CO2 level in the environment got raised? If you ask me a question, I told you that we are using pesticides and fertilizers. When you use these fertilizers and pesticides, what will happen? The pest, that is your insect, your rodents, உங்களோட rats, உங்களோட insect, everything will be killed so that the plant is safe. Very good. When I use a synthetic fertilizer, I'll be using potassium, I'll be using nitrogen, I'll be using phosphorus so that the plant get nutrition. Sir, this is a good one, no, sir? So we can grow the plants without any problem. But the real issue is, when you use pesticides or synthetic fertilizers, they will destroy the microbes in the soil. The microbes in the soil plays an important role in the plant growth and mechanism. You can see that in the next one. Yeah, the microbiome. This air contains microbe. Your gut contains microbe. The microbes in your gut plays an important role in keeping the which are present in the environment will play important role in environmental health. And I should appreciate Professor Jasmine of your college. We discussed about two chickens. One is the herbal chicken, isn't it, ma'am? The herbal chicken, and the another one is your broiler chicken. We were able to identify that in the herbal chicken, there was different microbiome. And in the broiler chicken, there was a different microbiome. That made broiler chicken little bit toxic compared to your herbal chicken. And I'm happy that they have published in a very good journal of around impact factor 4, I think so. It was really wonderful to see that the same chicken having a herbal composition and broiler, we are able to see the gut microbiota has changed a lot. So, if I am going to target the microbes, can I reduce the CO2 level? நம்ம தாத்தா நம்ம பாட்டிலாம் அருமையா பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க விவசாயம். அந்த விவசாயத்துல they didn't use pesticide, they didn't use synthetic fertilizer. They used natural sources for the growth of the plants. Can we revive that? Can we bring back that? Yes, it is possible to bring back. That is what we are going to do now. See, what I'm saying is, don't give your pesticides, don't give your synthetic fertilizers. If you give fertilizers, synthetic fertilizers or your pesticides, the soil become bad soil because the microbes are lost. If you are going to give natural substances to the plant will recover a lot. So we in Bharatidasan University have started a specific project called Sustainable Integrated Farming System. What your grandfather, great grandfather was doing. The same concept we are bringing back to the villages so that the CO2 level will be reduced. Sir, how can an integrated farming system can reduce CO2? Yes, it is possible. See here. Everybody was thinking that CO2 level will be reduced if there is photosynthesis. Yes, true. We all know that if there is photosynthesis, the CO2 will be reduced because plant will take many CO2 for photosynthetic process. So it will reduce. But the problem is at different level. That is, if you look into the microbes, you can see the microbes here. Even though the plant takes a CO2 level, that CO2 level has to be converted into carbon. That carbon has to be taken by the plants as a carbon source. Now, if there is no beneficial microbes in this soil, the problem rises. So there is no problem, there is no microbes. So the source for carbon is reduced. So the uptake of CO2 from the plant will be reduced. It is an indirect level. So don't use pesticides or don't use synthetic fertilizers. It is an indirect level of reducing CO2 level. So the CO2 level will be increasing in the environment. So we have to think about a process where the soil fertility, where the soil microbiome should be an important one to CO2 sequestration. So now we are totally changing our concept from new conventional farming to integrated farming process so that our microbial concentration, the microbial consortia of the soil has to be refilled. When you go to Ooty, you will be seeing the rocks. Pacha pasen irukum. It's nothing but lichens alone. Lichens. What is lichens? Anybody know that? It is nothing but algae with fungi. Why both are them living together? Because fungi can't prepare its own food, whereas algae can prepare their own food. But the problem is algae needs nutrients. But this organism is living in the rock. It will not be able to get the nutrients. So what happens? The fungus gets the nitrogen and carbon and oxygen from the air and it gives to algae. The algae will prepare the food. So this algae and fungi live together. There is an integrated approach. See here, there is an integrated approach where both of them exchange their food. Sir, can we use this integrated technology for reducing this carbon dioxide in the environment? Yes, it's possible. You all know that. You know about the food chain. You know about the producers, consumers, primary consumers, tertiary consumers. If you're going to understand this technology, then you can surely use this technology for reducing carbon dioxide in the environment. So our research is focusing on how we are going to use microbial consortia for reducing atmospheric carbon dioxide. For this, we go for a integrated farming system approach. Integrated farming system, I'm going to speak about your goat, chicken, pig, and your mushrooms, duck, etc. All these waste, the waste from one organism will be utilized by another organism. So there will be a cycling of microbes. The microbes move from one organism to another organism, and they will play a major role in integrated farming practice. Here you can see that nearby a rice field, we will be having a fish pond. Nearby that, we will be having a mulberry tree and a sericulture unit. I'll make it more simple in the next slides. See here. If farmers are facing a major problem that they have water in a very less amount, they have to utilize for plants. Tani romba scarcity irukku, we have to utilize for plants. But before taking it to the plants, if you are going to utilize the water for fishes growth, and after that you are going to take to the plant, what will happen? The excreta of your fishes contain nitrogen. That nitrogen can be utilized for plant growth. So this is what we are planning. You can see it here. We have a specific institute at Bharathidasan University. We call it as aquaphonics. We will take the water, put it in the fish tank. After fish tank, the water will be taken for the... Now I can show you a picture. See, in North India, they started this culture where you can see agriculture fields nearby. You can see the next picture where you can see a large amount of fishes in the ponds nearby the agricultural land. So I don't need to use nitrogen. Instead of using nitrogen as a synthetic fertilizer, I will get the nitrogen from the fish water. So it will be reduced. Number two, okay, I'm going to breed the fishes, but the problem is I have to feed the fishes. How am I going to feed the fishes? For this, we will be having a sericulture unit. Silkworm. Silkwormல அந்த கக்கூனை மட்டும் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம். உள்ள இருக்க அந்த worm வந்து we will throw it off. We will take this worm, after taking the cocoon, we will remove the worm, we will make them into pieces, and they will be added into the water. So we don't need to provide specific food for fishes. வீட்டில் உட்காந்து 1 கோடி ரூபாய் சம்பாதிக்கலாம். But if you have a barrel land, that is what we are saying here. So you can go for agriculture, where you can go for fish pond, as well as your sericulture unit. You can go and develop silk. See here. Again, in sericulture, I get more worms. 50% I'll be using it for fishes. Another 50% I'll be using for chicken. எத்தனை வெரைட்டி இருக்கு? இதுல ஒரு வெரைட்டி இருக்கு. கடக்நாத்னு பாக்குறீங்க இல்லையா? இந்த சிக்கனோட விலை எவ்வளவுன்னு தெரியுமா? Do you know the cost of this chicken? One chicken cost around 1 lakh rupees. 1 lakh rupees. It's having a medicinal value, the black color one. It's very costly. And if you're going to breed this animal along with yours, you can earn crores and crores of money from here. So you can see that you can have Kadaknath chicken. And I can use duck. I can use other poultry animals, so that I can go for agriculture. I can go for pisciculture. I can go for sericulture. And I'm also going for poultry culture. See this pond. This is what we are suggesting now. With the available water, we can get 3 benefits. So that we don't waste our waste. We will make the waste into wealth, which can be practiced here. Not alone this. Along with, we'll start with goats. Goat oda vela ellathukku enna theriyum. I started with 4 goats and I got around 20 goats within 6 months. The cost of the goats was around 15 lakhs. Within 6 months, I can earn around 15 lakhs with 4 goats because I provide nutrition to it. You can see it here regarding the goats. And finally, I can use the goat waste for vermicompost process. Now we have to understand the microbe from the fish, the microbe from the chicken, the microbiome from the Agriculture field, the microbiome from the earthworm, all are integrated. Once you bring these together, the soil fertility will increase. Once the soil fertility increases, new microbes will be developed in the soil, which can take more amount of carbon dioxide. This will reduce the carbon dioxide level in the environment. And I am happy to say that our ANRF, the government of India, is funding around 25 crores for this study. And we have applied for this 20 crores to get this fund, and we have got positive response from ANRF to Bharatidasan University to revive this integrated farming system. அதில் அவங்க கேட்ட ஒரே ஒரு விஷயம், நீங்க யூனிவர்சிட்டியில மட்டும் பண்ணக்கூடாது, பக்கத்தில் இருக்க வில்லேஜஸ்க்கு போய் பேரல் லேண்ட்ஸ், தரிசு நிலம் இருக்கு இல்லையா, அந்த நிலத்தை மாத்தி கொடுங்க, அங்க இருக்க ஃபார்மர்ஸை கூப்பிட்டு நீங்க டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுங்க. we will fund for farmers. ஃபார்மிங் லேண்ட் வச்சிருந்தா அந்த லேண்டுக்கு நாங்க ஃபண்ட் பண்றோம். இது மூலமாக இந்தியாவோட எக்கனாமி, that is what now we are going to do. We are going to depend on ourselves. We are not going to depend on other countries for our food, for our economy. We are developing our own indigenous products so that we can develop our economy. So you can see that now, இப்போ இதெல்லாத்தையும் மூணாவே கொண்டு வந்துட்டோம். What we did, we went for goat, chicken, vermicompost in the same area so that your soil will be fertile, your CO2 level will decrease, and you can have a healthy environment in this case. Okay, sir. அக்ரிகல்ச்சருக்கு பெஸ்ட்னு சொல்றீங்க, பட் இது எக்கனாமி இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ணுமான்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, எஸ், இட் இஸ் பாசிபிள். ஹவ் ஐ எம் கோயிங் டு டூ? த திங் இஸ், we are going to work on medicinal plants, nutraceuticals. You are looking at a particular plant. இது என்ன பிளான் என்ன தெரியுமா? பெரண்டை. உங்க வீட்டில் எல்லாரும் சட்னி பண்ணுவாங்க இல்லையா, கிராமத்தில் பண்றாங்க, டவுன்ல இப்போ ரொம்ப பண்றது இல்லை. This plant will boost reproductive biology of animals as well as humans. இன்னைக்கு infertility clinics நிறைய வந்திருக்கு இல்லையா? For stopping that, we are recommending this plant, which is nothing but Cissus quadrangularis, which is used for this medicinal value. Number 2, aloe vera. Aloe vera, everybody knows. என்ன நமக்கு பிரச்சனைனா, நம்ம ஆயின்மெண்டா வாங்கி போடுவோம் இல்லையா, அலோவேராவை எடுத்து ஒரு லேயர் எடுத்து கட் பண்ணி வச்சா போதும், ஸ்கின் டிசீஸ் will be cured. But we are not doing it. We can have a aloe vera at home itself. Moringa, drumstick. I have to tell you that about this moringa. I have a collaborator. He's an exporter. He's exporting moringa. முருங்கைக்கீரையை பவுடராக்கி சூப்புக்கு அப்ராடுக்கு ஃபுல்லா எக்ஸ்போர்ட் பண்றாரு. அவர் என்கிட்ட கேட்ட ஒரே விஷயம், யாராச்சும் ஏக்கர் லேண்ட் வச்சிருந்தீங்கன்னா இந்த பிளான்ட்டை க்ரோ பண்ணி கொடுக்க சொல்லுங்க. I will purchase from them so that they can improve their economy. Then Vallarai Kirai, then your Manatakali, then your Mudakattan. So what I say, have an integrated farming. In that integrated farming, try to cultivate medicinal plants. And I have to speak about this one. இன்னைக்கு பெரிய ப்ராப்ளம் ஒபிசிட்டியில எல்லாம் பேசிட்டு இருக்கீங்க, குண்டாயிடுச்சு, குழந்தை இல்லை. For this, we suggest a particular plant called Caloma fimbriata. This plant will reduce obesity. இதோட ஸ்டோரி என்னன்னா, those the tribes in Kerala, they used to hunt. For hunting purpose, they have to go to the hills. When going to the hills, there will be thirsty and hunger. To prevent thirsty and hunger, மலை ஏறும் போது பசிக்கும், தண்ணி தான் கிடைக்கும், சாப்பிடாம இருந்தால் தான் ஏற முடியும். அதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா, இந்த கத்தாழன்னு சொல்லுவோம், இந்த வாயில போட்டு ஒரு கடி கடிச்சிட்டு ஏறினாங்கன்னா, they won't have thirsty as well as they won't have appetite. So now this plant, appetite இல்லைன்னா அர்த்தம் பசிலன்னா சாப்பிட மாட்டேன், சாப்பிடலன்னா குண்டாக மாட்டேன். Simple logic. We are using this logic, and I am happy to say that one of the faculty of this Bishop Heber College, Dr. Kamala Kannan, worked on this plant. It is his work, it is not my work. This was worked by Kamala Kannan, and they have went for a collaborative work and it has been in market now. Carloma Fimbriata bottle விக்கிறாங்க. It's an Hong Kong company which is exporting this Carloma Fimbriata. இதெல்லாம் பத்தி நீங்க தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும்னு விரும்புறேன். இந்த வீட்ல இந்த இதெல்லாம் சொல்லுவாங்க அத அஞ்சரை பெட்டி. Nobody is using a wood. Wood should be used for preserving this anjara petti because all your plastics have microplastics. They are affecting your body. And regarding girls, they'll be using the lipsticks. Kindly don't use your chemical lipsticks. You can see this plant, right? இது செந்தூரம்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, பிங்க் கலர்ல இருக்கும். இது வந்து லிப்ஸ்ல போட்டீங்கன்னா மைல்டா இருக்கும். It has all the activities, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. You can purchase it. பர்ச்சேஸே பண்ண வேண்டாம், வீட்லயே நீங்க க்ரோ பண்ணலாம். சீட் எடுத்து கையில இது பண்ணீங்கன்னா, மசாஜ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா you can get that pink color which will be useful as cosmetics. Okay. Now, sir, you told that we have to maintain the environmental health. I have to reduce the CO2 level. For this, we are using integrated farming system. The microbiome in the integrated farming system plays a major role in reducing the CO2 level. If you are going to reduce the CO2 level, இப்போ ஒன்றும் இல்லை, திருச்சியிலேருந்து புதுக்கோட்டை போனீங்கன்னா ஒரு ஸ்டேஜுக்கு அப்புறம் வெறும் பேரல் லேண்ட்ஸாக பார்க்கலாம், தரிசு நிலமாக பார்க்கலாம். Now we are going to adopt that lands. அதுதான் அந்த 20 crore ப்ராஜெக்ட். அந்த லேண்டை அடாப்ட் பண்ணி ஒரு மினிமம் வாட்டர் சப்ளை கொடுத்துட்டு we are going to establish this integrated farming system so that we can get economy, you can get money, you can reduce the CO2 level, and you can keep the environment healthy, and you get humans also healthy. How humans get healthy? The question is, when the plant is healthy, at the same time your diet will be changed. Once the diet is changed, your gut will also be healthy. Why? Our gut gets more microbiome. When you go to the doctor, he will be saying that try to take more fibrous vegetables instead of your carbohydrates. Why should I take more fibrous vegetables? What is the importance of fibrous vegetable? நீர் சத்துக்காய், நார் சத்துக்காய்ன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ஏன் நார் சத்துக்காய் சாப்பிடுன்னு சொன்னாங்க? Why they said it? This is because the fiber will not get easily digested in your digestive tract. To digest the fiber, we need specific microbes. That microbes are called good microbes. If you are going to utilize that, right, then your gut will be good. If your gut is good, there is a link between gut and brain. We call them as gut-brain axis. That will be good. So a human to be healthy should be clear that the environment should be healthy as well as your plant should be healthy. So if you are going to use pesticides or your synthetic fertilizers, this will spoil the lot. So let us revert back. Let us go back to our natural ecosystem where we are using our cow dung, where we are using our fish water to cultivate the plants. So this is what we are suggesting here. If the plant is healthy, the human gut will be healthy and the animal gut will be healthy. According to one health mission, 3 important things are there. What are they? Environmental health, animal health, and human health. By going back to our earlier ages, we can surely revert back this again. So this is what I am suggesting. Integrated farming system and your microbial ecology will be a preparedness for pandemic. I'm again saying the global warming is rising. If the global warming is going to rise again and again, it will lead to more outbreaks of viruses. The government has understood this. All the governments in the world has understood this. This is what integrated farming system, which we have established in Bharathidasan University. We are trying to study the microbiome in each component of integrated farming system. See, in the upper part we'll be having chicken. In the lower part we'll be having water with fishes. We also having ducks. We are integrating all these things together. We are having goats. We're also having goats. So we try to get all the waste. We take it to vermicompost. The compost is very good, which is a natural source for your cultivation of plants, and it will make the soil more fertile. That's what I want to insist here. Because of this microbiome loss, we lost one of the important organism, Kangayam Kali. எல்லாரும் you went for a strike. ஜல்லிக்கட்டுக்கு போய் fight பண்ணீங்க. Do you know why you fight for ஜல்லிக்கட்டு? I don't know whether for the tradition, but I can say you one thing. We are losing this animal. It was around 20 lakh Kangayam was here in Tamil Nadu. Do you know how much we have? Below 1 lakh now. The pure breed of Kangayam has been totally lost. The problem is, why it was lost? We brought new breed, that is your Jersey breed. The Jersey breed will give more amount of milk, but your Kangayam will give less amount of milk. So farmers shifted from this concept. But the problem is, your Kangayam milk will have less cholesterol. Your Jersey milk will have more cholesterol. So you get more atherosclerosis. Heart attacks வருதுன்னு குதிக்கிறாங்க. ஹார்ட் அட்டாக்ஸ் ஏன் வருதுன்னு யாரும் யோசிக்க மாட்டேங்கிறாங்க. ஒரு டாக்டரே ஹார்ட் அட்டாக்ல இறந்து போறான்னு பேசணும். Why there is an heart attack? உடனே கோவிட் கிடையாது. நம்மளோட ஃபுட் ஹேபிட்ஸ் டோட்டலா சேஞ்ச் ஆயிடுச்சு. We have to restore our food habits. Otherwise, as pointed out by Professor Natarajan sir, yes, the problem is with our food habits. Pizza is not your food. It's full of cheese. Your microbes in your digestive tract is not capable of digesting that cheese. You have to understand. So the bad microbes started growing inside your body. That will lead to diseases. That is the reason for cardiovascular diseases. And about this person, Ramachandran, I have to speak my student who worked on this Kangayam, right? He was an auto driver. BSc Environmental Management பண்ணிட்டு auto driver இருந்தாரு. He came to me for MSc Environmental Biotechnology. And I told him that, see, this breed is getting endangered. It's going to be extinct or endangered. Immediately he told, sir, we have to work on this animal. He was an auto driver. He was from a poor family, but he did his PhD under my guidance, and he was capable of doing a big research in this animal. By seeing this, our government didn't give any importance, but interestingly, the American government understood the importance of preserving an endangered species. Now he is in America and he is earning around 2 lakhs per month in America. Can you understand the point? You can do this. So the final aspect, I don't want to speak much about it because Professor Natarajan Gopalan sir has given a clear picture that we have to go for diagnosis. Students, the history of DNA discovery and protein synthesis had totally reformed the world. What you are studying in BSc and MSc has totally changed the world. After completing your BSc and MSc, you will be working only in this process because majority of research is being done in transcription, translation, and mRNA. As sir pointed out, you can see that genome, transcriptome, proteome, the current future is going towards this. For future preparedness, we should know the knowledge about these topics, which you are studying in your undergraduation and post-graduation. I think sir has explained about COVID virus. I'm not going to speak much about it. And there are now vaccines like DNA vaccines and RNA vaccines, which is playing a major role here. And you can see the single RNA, it has made a marvelous discoveries. There are many RNA discoveries which is now playing a crucial role in treatment of diseases. And with this final story, I'll finish it off. The particular thing is, in Punjab, in a particular village, the people there living there were losing their hair. கொத்து கொத்தா முடிவுல ஆரம்பிச்சிருச்சு. என்ன ரீசனே கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியல. They were not able to identify Why there is a loss of air? Later on, they understood that the wheat which they take contain high level of selenium. Selenium cause hair loss. Selenium is an important heavy metal for our body, but the homeostasis, the level should be maintained. If there is an increase in selenium level in our body, those students, young students, most of them are doing that. They are seeing that there is a hair loss. Sir, எனக்கு சின்ன வயசுலயே முடி கொட்டுது, நான் டாக்டர்கிட்ட போய் மெடிசன் எடுக்கிறேன். Before doing that, kindly check your selenium level in the blood. If there is an increase of selenium level, you can save your hair loss and it can be done. Sir was pointing about your institutes, jobs, your scholarships. See, it is there. It is there. You are not trying it. The major problem with students is they are not attempting to identify that. See, how many central institutes are there in India where you can do your PhD, where you can get the scholarship? See, your regional center for biotechnology alone, there is a different central institutes. You can see it here. Indian Council of Medical Research. There are ICMR institutions in India, centers are in India. Indian Council of Forest Service, where biotechnology students can work. And Sir told about fellowships and scholarships. See the list of fellowship and scholarship, the date of advertisement, the date of examination, everything you can get it from here. You can apply and get it. See here. And finally, your biotech companies. There are huge biotech companies here. You can see it here. With these few words, I have to wind it up. Before winding up, I always say that my heroes are my students. அதில் 3 ஸ்டூடெண்ட் வந்து பிஷப் ஹீபர் காலேஜ், டாக்டர் ராம்குமார், டாக்டர் வினோத்குமார் and Dr. Saravanan was from this department. And I'm happy to say that one of my student is sitting as a faculty in your department. Dr. Dinesh Kumar was my BSc student. He is now a faculty. That's what I'm saying. See, life will change. Just you have to show your interest. If you're going to show your interest, the total life will be changing. And these are my first batch of students. These are my second batch of students. And you can see Dr. Kamalakannan, the zoology professor of Bishop Heber College. He was my collaborator. We both worked on obesity, we both worked on cancer, and currently we both are working on polycystic ovarian syndrome. And whenever I complete, I have to say my namaskarams to my guru, the person sitting in the middle, Professor Arjunan, my PhD guide. And there are other 2 gurus. I have 3 Brahmas. That is, one is Arjunan, number 2 is Professor Krishnan, now the Vice Chancellor of Central University. And the third one is Professor M.A. Akbar Shah. All the 3 tuned me to become a professor. I am standing here because of them. என்னோட குருக்கள் சொன்னது, என் குரு என்னென்ன சொன்னாங்களோ அதை சொன்னதெல்லாம் கேட்டனால இந்த இடத்துல நான் நிற்கிறேன். So I should thank them all for their help. And I should, as your madam proposed, as your madam said, I get more funds around 2.5 crores from all these funding agencies. I have got funding from all the agencies because I had good students. They transformed my life into a good teacher. So I should say it here. Thank you for your patient hearing. Nandri.
Thank you, sir. Any questions from audience?
Good morning, sir. I'm Sherlyn Gladia from first BSc Biotechnology A. So my doubt is, India is a highly populous country, sir.
Yes.
So nowadays all the agricultural lands are turning into plots.
Good.
So integrated farming is requiring high areas, sir.
Good.
So how it will be possible to overcome this, sir?
Overcome this. Good question from you. But I told you that we are a high populous country. I accept this. But I asked one question to you. From Trichy to Pudukkottai, if you go in this road, all the road is occupied from human population? No.
No, sir.
Still we have many lands. But the problem is all these lands are barren lands. We are leaving it as such. That is the problem we have. Can you understand the point? So there are still we have lands, but we are not going there. If you take Trichy ஏரியாவை சுற்றி தான் நம்ம வந்து ஃபுல்லாக வீடு கட்டிகிட்டே இருக்கோம். ஒரு ஏரியா தாண்டினது தெரிஞ்சிங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு நிறைய பேரல் லேண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு. லேண்ட்ஸ் இல்லைங்கிறது இங்கே அதுக்கு தான் என் டாப்பிக்கில் போட்டிருந்தேன். லேண்ட் யூஸ் கவரேஜ்னு சொல்லுவோம். How much land we use, how much barren lands we have. Can you understand the point? We can use that barren lands. We can do it. And if you go to villages, no, அங்க போனாவே சொல்லுவாங்க தரிசு நிலம் விளைச்சல் நிலம் சொல்லுவாங்க. தரிசு நிலம் நிறைய இருக்கு, நிச்சயமா இருக்கு. You need not worry about that. Right? Good.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions? Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, really, the session was highly informative, sir. Thank you. I hope definitely it will reach and motivate the young minds. இயற்கை என்பது மனித குலத்திற்கு மட்டும் சொந்தமானதல்ல. இயற்கை என்பது மனித குலத்திற்கு மட்டும் சொந்தமானதல்ல. இது அனைத்து உயிரினங்களுக்கும் பொதுவானது என்ற மைய நோக்கில் ஆசிரியர் அவர்கள் மாணவர்களுக்கு எளிதாக புரியும் வகையில் எடுத்துரைத்ததற்காக மிக்க நன்றி. தேங்க்யூ சார். தேங்க்யூ so much.
Now we shall take a short tea break. Let us reassemble at 11:40 a.m. for the valediction and prize distribution. Students, please kindly. Check, check, check. Students, please kindly take your seats. Students, please kindly take your seats. I request students to kindly take your seats. Students, please maintain the decorum. Students, please maintain the decorum. Students, please maintain the decorum. Good afternoon, respected dignitaries. esteemed faculty members, beloved students, and honorable guests. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extend a warm welcome to each one of you for the valedictory session of the National Conference on FPPRBI'25, ANRF, DST, and DBT funded, held here at Bishop Heber College on this wonderful day.
To invoke God's blessings and to begin this session on a graceful note, let us rise for the prayer song and college song by our department choir. I for you to try. There's just one thing that I want to say. Thank you, God. You for all you given to me, for all the blessings that I can see. Thank you, you, with a grateful heart, with a song of praise, with an ashes to you, just wanna give you, wanna give, for darling, I love you took my darkness and gave me you, you, you took my sin and my shame, you took my sickness and healed all my pain. Thank you, you, with a grateful heart, with a song of praise, with a song, I'll bless your name. You, I just wanna thank you, you, just want you. Now, to formally welcome the gathering, I invite Dr. C. Sindhya, Assistant Professor, Shift 2 Coordinator, Department of Biotechnology, to deliver the welcome address. Please, ma'am.
Good afternoon to everyone present here. It's my privilege to extend a warm welcome to you all to the valedictory ceremony of the 2 days national conference on future pandemic preparedness and ema- emergency response through biotechnological innovations for a prosperous India. FPPRBI'25, jointly sponsored by DBT and DST Government of India. We are honored to have with us our chief guest, Dr. V. Anand Gideon, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Botany and Dean of Extension Activities, who will deliver the valedictory address and distribute the prizes. Sir, we are deeply grateful for your gracious presence today. Welcome, sir. At this juncture, I sincerely appreciate the dedicated efforts of our convener, Dr. R. Jasmine Jemima Jayanti, and our organizing secretaries, Mrs. A. Melba Priyadarshini and Dr. J. Dinesh Raja, along with the entire organizing team for making this conference a remarkable success. A warm welcome also to all the participants, faculty members, research scholars, and student friends whose enthusiastic contributions and deliberations over the past 2 days have enriched this conference and made it truly memorable. With these words, I once again extend my heartfelt welcome to each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your warm and inspiring words of welcome. At this juncture, we take great pride in honoring our distinguished guest of the day. I request the dignitaries on the stage to kindly do the honors. I now invite Dr. M. Vinith, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology, to come forward and present the shawl to Dr. Anand Gideon, Head Department of Botany. Please, sir. Thank you, sir. Next, I request Mrs. Melba Priyadarshini, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology, to present the gift as a gesture of a love and gratitude. Please, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. To introduce our esteemed chief guest of the valedictory function, I invite Ms. Amrita Anandi, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology. Please, ma'am.
Good afternoon, respected colleagues and dear students. It's my proud privilege to introduce to you our esteemed chief guest for this valedictory function, Dr. Anand Gideon, Head and Associate Professor in the Department of Botany and Dean of Extension Activities. Dr. Gideon is a distinguished academician with a specialization in conservation and restoration ecology. With an illustrious teaching career spanning over 27 years, he has nurtured countless young minds in the fields of botany and environmental sciences. He has successfully guided 5 PhD scholars and published more than 15 research papers in reputed journals. Beyond academics, Dr. Gideon has played vital roles in administrative responsibilities. He has served as Chief Superintendent for the University and Autonomous Stream of Examinations for Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission, Tamil Nadu Common Entrance Test, UPSC, BHEL, and banking examinations. He's also a board member in several prestigious panels, including the TNPSC Expert Panel. His international exposure and training is equally impressive. He attended the Green Accreditation Training Program in the Philippines in 2012 and underwent the Environmental Stewardship Training on Nimnology and Wildlife Ecology at the Au Sable Institute, Michigan, USA in 2013. Adding to his versatility, Dr. Gideon has also rendered his expertise as a consultant for floristic analysis in environmental impact assessments and green auditing for various governmental and non governmental agencies. As the Dean of Extension Activities, he has been a pillar of support in organizing and leading outreach programs, including the adoption of villages and schools, as well as relief works during COVID and other natural calamities. His service to society truly reflects his compassionate nature. But beyond these professional achievements, what makes Dr. Gideon truly admirable is his personality. He's known for being kind hearted, generous, calm, ever smiling, approachable, patient, and always willing to help others. Those who know him will agree that he's a person who not only leads with wisdom, but also with humility and love. He's jovial, Christ centered, and deeply grounded in values that inspire those around him. We are indeed blessed to have such a fine, refined, and noble person amidst us today. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to our respected chief guest, Dr. Anand Gideon, and in inviting him to deliver the valedictory address.
Thank you, ma'am, for the gracious introduction. Now, it is indeed our honor to invite Dr. Anand Gideon, Head, Department of Botany, to deliver the valedictory address. Please, sir.
Good afternoon. And good afternoon is a greeting to which you need to respond. Good afternoon. Yeah, thank you. Respected Head of the Department of Biotechnology, Dr. Jasmine, the coordinator of Shift 2, Dr. Cynthia, the convener of the program, Dr. Jasmine Jamima, the organizing secretaries, Mrs. Melba and Dr. Dinesh, and my dear colleagues in the Department of Biotechnology, and my dear students. It gives me immense pleasure to stand before you at this juncture in the valedictory ceremony. And don't just believe anything that is said by to be Dr. Anandi. She's my student. I'm a guide. So most of the things that was said by Anandi is she's on the verge of completion. So don't believe that. And I appreciate and congratulate the Department of Biotechnology and the entire faculty forum for thoughtfully organizing this event titled The Future Preparedness for the COVID. So any catastrophes or any disasters usually teaches us lessons. So what does COVID taught us? We were in the clutches of COVID for about 3 years. Most of the students should have been in the school time, isn't it? This happened about 6 years back, 2019. I think COVID-19 is the title for the COVID. Almost 6 years now. And what has happened during the COVID? As she was telling, one thing that I can strongly say that, our college as a team led by Extension were standing throughout the COVID time. Our college acted as a relief center for Trichy district. That's one major contribution of our college. We stood with everybody. We were there running around, providing food and water and basic amenities to everybody who is affected by COVID. And some of the faculty members, including myself, the principal and team were together, almost coming to the college every day no matter what happened. We were wearing a mask, we were doing this distancing and things like that. We got special permission from the government to move around. So that was one thing that happened in Bishop Heber College during the time of COVID. So what has COVID taught us? What happened during COVID? Of course, COVID took many lives. Millions died because of COVID throughout the world. Like so, COVID also brought many births. வீட்டிலே எல்லாத்தையும் பூட்டி வச்சிட்டாங்க. There was no other work for people, and certainly there was a rise in childbirth during COVID also. That also happened. The future எடுத்துட்டீங்கன்னு சொல்லி சொன்னா probably in another 10 years time, COVID-born childs will be in the college right now. Probably you can have a workshop planned right now, apply for funding, COVID-born children and their activities in present perspectives, something like that. You can have one workshop analyzed. So what has COVID taught us? And how are we prepared? And how are we going to face this COVID? Probably many resource person would have deliberated on various aspects about the preparedness of people, especially the biotechnologists, in addressing the COVID. So how are you prepared as biotechnologists? யாராச்சும் ஒருத்தர் சொல்ல முடியுமா? As a biotechnologist, as a future biotechnologist, what is your preparedness for COVID or any such pandemic diseases? நீங்க எல்லாருமே வந்து சப்ஜெக்ட்ல படிச்சிருப்பீங்க நினைக்கிறேன் இல்லையா? You've been studying about immunology, you've been studying about drug designs or whatever, or genetic manipulation, so on and so forth. Any one individual who can say what is the current scenario and then what is the preparedness of biotechnology in addressing this COVID or any other pandemic like this? COVID taught us one thing. Everybody believed, and then we were taught that viruses cannot survive outside living cell. And the one question that came to my mind was, then why should we worry about COVID virus? Because it dies immediately when that comes out of a cell. Then how come this COVID spreads if somebody touches one place and then say that COVID comes through this touching? People distance themselves. Almost reverse the concept that we all learned about viruses. If that is the case, everybody should have AIDS also. கிட்டத்தட்ட எல்லாத்துக்குமே கோவிட் வந்துருந்துச்சு. Some people tolerated, some people died, and some people could come out of COVID immediately. So a virus like COVID is also another virus of this AIDS disease. Are not we susceptible to AIDS disease then? If COVID is susceptible to everybody, how come this is not spreading to everybody? When COVID spread to everybody through touch and then to air, it could spread. That's what people said. That's the reason why they wanted you to distance yourself from other people. There were social distances. There were churches and then worship places which were conducted with safe distances from each other. That's what happened. And then life moved on, and then we are here talking about the preparedness of any pandemic like that. So as a learner and as a young blood who thrives to look into the future, you should have a vision to think about how, as a new generation, how are we going to face this? Can we do something to look into this pandemic disease? I don't know how many of you lost lives. Many people lost their dear ones, their parents, their children, their grandparents. So many people died during COVID time. I don't know how many of you experienced that tragic moments during this COVID time. So that should have brought you some vision. Future வந்து இந்த மாதிரி நடக்கக்கூடாது, நடந்துச்சுன்னு சொல்லி சொன்னா, how are we going to face that pandemic diseases? Should be the question in your mind. So there are inventions, interventions, and then still people are working on it. And some people say that it is a manipulation by a drug company who released this COVID to increase the sale of the medicine. That's what people now say. They have altered the genetics of the virus so that people go for this medicine, and then the company earns a lot of money. So world is moving on in a different direction, and as younger generation or the future generation, you need to look into certain aspects and then to have a clear-cut understanding as to what is our focus is. Are we just learning just for the sake of degree, or do we learn these concepts so that these concepts can help other people, help our own generation and then the future generation? So that should be the focal point for all of you to look into at this point of juncture. So I hope and wish that this particular national conference act as an eye-opener for all of you to look into the future with a vision, to face pandemics or any such events with the boldness. I once again congratulate the organizing secretaries and the Department of Biotechnology, the entire faculty members, and all the students and the experts who have joined both virtually and then offline, and other participants who have joined this program on a virtual mode. Congratulations to each and every one of you, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful and inspiring valedictory address. We now move on to the prize distribution ceremony. I invite Dr. Christine Freeman, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology, to announce the prize winners. Please, ma'am.
So, as we have come to the end of this 2-day prestigious national conference, we are proud, the Department of Biotechnology is proud to announce and we congratulate the prize winners. So, I'd first like to call upon the offline poster presentation, Shift 1. First prize goes to Mr. Purab, Department of Biotechnology, Bishop Heber College. Second prize, Mr. Mohammed Samir, guided by his guide, Dr. Beatrice Valgaris, Associate Professor, Department of Biotechnology. Third prize to Ms. Babani and to the guide, Dr. Antonio, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology. The next category would be to the prize winners, offline poster presentation, Shift 2. First prize to Mr. Shimmer Mohammed Yasin, second MSc Biotechnology, Bishop Heber College. The second prize to Ms. Sneha Rajendran, third BSc Biotechnology, Bishop Heber College. And the third prize to the team, Ms. Jeeva Shri and Ms. Kartika M of third year BSc Biotechnology. I would like to now read out the prize winners of the oral presentation online for session 1 and session 2. For who the participants are not present here in person, they are online, but we would like to announce the prize winners. Oral presentation session 1. The first prize goes to Mr. Darshan Kumar, University College of Science, Tumkur University, Karnataka. The second prize to Ms.
Thank
Punita
you.
S.
Thank you, ma'am. I am on online.
College for Women, Coimbatore. And the third prize to Ms. Saumya S. Kuvempu University, Karnataka. And the second category for oral presentations, session 2. The first prize goes to Ms. Ashna N. From Dr. NGP Arts and Science College, Coimbatore. And the second prize to Ms. Asha Punia, Chaudhary Basmi Lal University, Bhiwani. And the third prize to Ms. Harshika R. from Dr. NG Arts and Science College, Coimbatore. Congratulations once again to all the participants. Thank you for being part of this national conference. Had a very valid experience. Thank you.
Next, we proceed with the honorary second chairperson. I request Dr. Antonio Jose Marie, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology, to kindly make the address.
A conference of this magnitude is made possible only through the dedication, vision, and tireless efforts of its organizing team. Behind every successful scientific gathering lies a group of committed individuals who take responsibility, coordinate tirelessly. At this moment, it gives me great pleasure to acknowledge and extend our appreciation to the esteemed chairpersons for the scientific sessions who have steered the academic discussions with their expertise, and the coordinators for the oral and poster presentations who have ensured smooth conduct and provided a platform for younger minds and researchers to showcase their work. Here we have Dr. R. Sharmila, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology. Dr. Shirley Ilgal, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology. Dr. Anita Margaret, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology. Dr. S. Sriram, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology. Dr. P. Samuel, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology. Dr. R. Uma Mageshwari, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology. And Dr. V. Velavan, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology. At this moment, it gives us great pleasure to acknowledge the pillars of this conference, the organizing secretaries whose leadership has guided us throughout the conference. Here we have Dr. R. Dinesh Raja and Mrs. A. Melba Priyadarshini, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology. It's time to honor the tireless efforts and execution of every detailing with precision. Our convener and co-convener. Here we have Dr. R. Jasmine, Head Department of Biotechnology. And co-convener Dr. C. Cynthia, Shift Coordinator, Department of Biotechnology. Thank you, dignitaries on the dais, and my respected teachers for your kind cooperation and for rendering your support for this program. Thank you.
A small announcement. So in the prize category, there's one more category. The prize winners of the online poster presentation. So the first prize goes to Dr. M. Ramya, Visha Gen Biotech Company, Tambaram, Chennai. The second prize to Ms. Sania Fatima, Chaitanya Bharati Institute of Technology, Hyderabad, and Ms. Adira P. from Konkunad Arts and Science College. Thank you.
Gratitude makes a conference complete. To express our heartfelt thanks to all who made this event a grand success, I now invite Dr. Dinesh Raja, Organizing Secretary, to deliver the oath of thanks.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, the chief guest of this function, Dr. Anand Gudian sir, the convener, Dr. Jasmine ma'am, and the co-convener, Dr. Cynthia ma'am, and the organizing secretary, Mrs. Melba Priyadarshini, and the members of the faculty of the Department of Biotechnology, dear student friends. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to present about the valedictory function, Thanksgiving. I thank the Lord Almighty for his endurance towards completing this conference in an efficient way. The Bible says that ஆராய்ந்து முடியாத பெரிய காரியங்களையும் எண்ணி முடியாத அதிசயங்களையும் அவர் செய்கிறவராக இருக்கிறார். Thank you, Lord, for helping the biotechnology department to receive the funds from the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, and Department of Biotechnology, Government of India. Let the Lord name only be magnified, and thank Almighty for all the blessings that you have showered upon us to the Department of Biotechnology. And it is my privilege to thank the principal madam for her wonderful support for allocating financial assistance for all the infrastructural support for conducting this event in an efficient manner. It is my privilege to thank the vice principal, sir, shift 1 and shift 2, the bursar of the college for their constant support. Then they have participated in the inauguration session, and they have given us the valedictory, and they have given us the felicitation address among the gathering. Thank you very much, sirs. And it is my privilege, and it is my humble thank to Dr. Anand Gudian sir, the associate professor and head of the Department of Botany, Dean of Extension Activities, and my teacher, and for your auspicious presence to be as a chief guest and have distributed the certificates and have given us a valedictory address. Thank you very much, sir, for your presence, and thank you very much, sir, for all the support that you have given to the Department of Biotechnology. It is my privilege to thank our head coordinator, Shift 2, Dr. Jasmine ma'am and Dr. Cynthia ma'am for your constant support towards made this event in an efficient way. It is my duty to thank the members of the editorial board, the chairs of the scientific sessions, judges of scientific session, and faculty in charges for scientific session for your support and help. Happily thank all the non-teaching faculty members for your kind-hearted help, particularly Mr. Uma Shankar for your efficient work. Thank you for all your help and support. It is my duty to thank the IT support for your wonderful help in presenting this event in an efficient manner through online session. Mr. Vinod, the programmer from the IT support, and Mr. Sentamilan from the Department of Visual Communication, particularly Dr. Ganapati, the assistant professor, for helping us to present the event in a nationwide. Thank you, professors and faculty members. It is my duty to thank the Student Association President, Student Association Vice President, all the association members, special representatives, class representatives for all your help and support. And it is, I humbly thank Dr. Freeman and Dr. Antonio for your support and wonderful Master of Ceremony for the past 2 days. Thank you very much, madam. I thank the delegates from outside. I thank the delegates from all over the nation and sister colleges, particularly in Bishop Heber College, for a wonderful help and support. Not but not least, I would like to thank Mrs. Melba Priyadarshini, madam, the fund holder of the conference, what we are experiencing for the past 2 days because of the fund the ma'am has been traveled along with the management. Thank you, Melba ma'am. God bless you. And we had a nice time and wonderful support. God bless you all. Soon we are going to have another conference, if possible, with the grace of the Lord Almighty. Thank you, one and all gathered here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request everyone to kindly rise for the
Thank you very much, Jasmine ma'am, for giving me a touch. It is my duty to thank and honor, privilege Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, and Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, for arranging this event, recognize this event, and providing the fund. Kindly give them a big clap to the Government of India, Department of Biotechnology, and the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, for their wonderful support and help. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request everyone to kindly rise for the national anthem led by our department choir.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंह जय हिमाचल यमुना उच्छल जलधितर तव शुभ नाम जागे शुभ नाम तव जय गाथा जन
Thank you, everyone. With that, we formally conclude the valedictory session of the National Conference on FPPRBI'25. We will now proceed for the group photo session. I now request all the faculty members to join for the photo session. And also